happened. Like everything that we want to be involved in a company. And it's crypto. Crypto's booming. We got $2 billion in Binance right now on the volume with Bitcoin. We're almost crossing 16,000. And you're going to find out about a company tonight that's doing it right. And everybody fits in all around the world. Doesn't break the bank. And you're probably really going to lose sleep about this. And, the thing is that I've worked with Gary for about 8 years. And the last company that was semi close to this, Gary made $500,000 in his last month. I called him immediately after I found out about this, and I feel super fortunate to be working with him. And he's going to be sharing with you guys this amazing opportunity on how you can get involved in something that's passive and you don't have to recruit to make money. And this is going to be something that I would probably put my mom in. So Gary, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm going to talk tonight about, introduce myself a little bit. I know most of you, some of you I don't know, but a little bit about me. I live in the Lake Tahoe area on the Nevada side in Nevada. And that's about 8 hours north of Las Vegas. I've been doing this a long time. My brand is called the A-Team, which is from my Special Forces and the United States Army background, where we learned to take everybody with us. So all the companies that I've taken that concept to in the civilian life, it's really worked because people love being part of a team. We don't let anybody get left behind. We really take care of them. We've got a lot of support and all that. Through my career, I've seen everything. I mean, I get hit literally with 5 deals a week, and it takes a lot for me even to watch a PowerPoint. I mean, a lot. So when this came across my desk, I had a few questions. Went to the main guy in Ireland who we're sponsored under, and I kind of knew him before. He's the actual founder of a company, a gold company called Carrot Bars. So we had a lot of mutual friends, hit it off real well, and I asked some pretty tough questions because I don't want to waste my time anymore. I've got 4 grandkids, and I got a motor home, and I love to play. I've got a lot of toys. I'm an adventure kind of guy. I used to teach hang gliding. I used to race motorcycles. I'm just one of those crazy adrenaline guys, but I go for it in playing and in work. So I haven't got to the point with any company in the last year or two, almost 2 years now, that I could say, okay, I'm going to start it and we're going to go. But you're looking at one tonight. Now, I haven't had a lot of time to put this together because it's literally been less than 2 hours since we kind of started. And so, but we have a lot happening already. I've got some really good friends on. So if you're on, welcome. And we're thankful that you're on, and you're going to look at something that's been really checked out by, I have people call me that say, Gary, I'll pay you if you'll check a company out for me, because I just need to know if it's a scam or a Ponzi or whatever, and we've all had enough of that, right? So what I'm going to do tonight is talk about a company like Jeremy said. I'm really excited to be working with him again. We met about 8 years ago and just hit it off. We have a lot of fun together, but we know how to build, folks, and we really know how to recruit, and we're going to teach you that and show you that the best part is you don't have to. Some of the best recruiters in our industry are people that weren't very good recruiters until they started making a bunch of money without recruiting. And then they just started showing paychecks, and boy, they became master recruiters. So that's going to happen here. And I think you'll see that why when we get kind of going. But the name of the company is Beurax. It's registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission equivalent called ASIC in Australia. One of the biggest questions I had was, okay, I want to know this is a real company, right? So that's how you spell the company. If you go and you search, we're going to show you actually where to go and do your own due diligence. But Beurax is a legal financial company incorporated in Australia. Another big deal I found that in business, it's not always how good you are. A lot of it has to do with timing. And it couldn't be better here. Timing couldn't be better. It's literally less than 5 weeks old, folks. So already there's 12,000 people in the Telegram room, and virtually nobody knows about it. So it's very exciting for a lot of reasons that I had to get questions answered for. So we're going to talk to you tonight about those. One of them is the legal registration. They're capitalized and funded with a real $75 million. We checked all this out, and we would encourage you to do it too. Or you can just take our word for it and let her rip. But it's up to you, but I would encourage you to check it out. The company is registered as a legal company. The Australian Securities and Investments Commission is the equivalent of our SEC. And frankly, they're a little tougher. There have been companies that have tried to hide in Australia in the past, and these guys will smell them out and throw them in jail. They don't mess around. So this is a real solid, reputable organization that checks out and vets companies, checks out the owners, checks out KYC. And to make a long story short, they did it with this company. So when you go and you want to check it out yourself, just go to connectonline.asic.gov.australia or AU, and you'll find this company. All you do is you go start looking at the stuff yourself. You'll see the stuff about their capitalization. Their company extract is there, the actual ACN number of the company. This is not a company that just went and put something together to be here today and be gone in 3 months. This is a real company that's really trading. So they're the registered address is I actually have a private detective friend in Los Angeles that has a private detective friend in Australia that has already, and there's been many people already go to the office where kind of all this stuff that all of us want to know has actually been done already for us. So I'm going through this just to show you we have it. I want to spend a lot of money, but a lot of time. I'm actually going to go to Australia myself. You can't get in there right now because I just want to sit down and have a conversation with the owner, kind of do some marketing videos and, ask those kind of questions. And I think they're going to be happy to do that. We just found out today too, that within the next 40 days that our upline gentleman that did a fantastic webinar, he's been doing these for a few weeks now, 2 weeks. He is actually willing to come to the U.S. and do a meeting in he loves Las Vegas. I told him, how about San Diego? Because his father owns a business there. But we're going to be doing some live stuff in Las Vegas with this company, and he thinks that we can get some of the principals of the company to come as well if we can get a big enough room filled up. Now, we got the COVID situation, but I'm a big believer in hands-on, fly-in people. That's going to be available to you very soon, so keep that in the back of your mind. But here's some more slides about capitalization. I'd like to do this because whenever I do see this on the few webinars I watch, it adds a little bit. Okay, these guys have been around at least a little bit, but I'm not a financial advisor. I used to be. I let my licenses go, but the information is based on my own opinions and calculations. This is stuff that, I literally got this PowerPoint an hour ago, okay? It's only for existing affiliates, entrepreneurs, business-minded individuals, not to be used for recruiting. It's an informational webinar. You've heard this before. Do your own due diligence. Go to that site if you need to. Ask us questions. Blow our phones up. We're going to be working this night and day for the next several weeks. I'm an independent customer, and this information is for all of you to check things out. Of course, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Please seek the advice of a professional when making choices. Now, I covered that a little bit more. I actually read a little bit of it because I do believe that, and now write this one down. I'm going to say this a few times tonight. No matter what you ever get into, and I've preached this for years, that's why I still have a big following, is because I tell people that, don't let the greed factor kick in. You're going to make a lot of money with this, but take your principal out early and play on house money. I'll tell you a story someday about my experience years ago. I used to own part of a sports book, and I do live in Nevada where the gambling is rampant, right? So I do know a little bit about all of that. So with that being said, it's pretty simple. You go to Beurax.com with the link that your sponsor gives you, and you go in there and you can put packages you can fund. Let me make sure that I mute everybody. Let's see here. Mute all. I think I did that. Allow. Okay, I'll allow all of you to unmute yourself when we ask questions later. Fair enough. We just want to get a good recording. So when you go into the back office and you sign up, this is what you'll see. So what they do is they have many packages. I'm going to kind of go through that. And the packages run anywhere from 15 days to 200 days. And you can buy these packages with US dollars, USDT coin, Bitcoin, or Ethereum at this point. And it's the best website I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of them. I actually consulted for several companies and have been the master distributor for 3. So I do know a lot about all of this kind of stuff, but this is without question the best website and the best customer service I've ever seen. We talked a little bit earlier with a few people we had on, and I said, if you had unlimited money and you just loved making a lot of money and you were going to put a company together yourself, how high up on the list would customer service be? And they said, really right up to the top. This company has it, and I'll let Jeremy jump in at the end here and tell you about his experience with their customer service. But you just hit replenish or means deposit, and you go ahead and hit deposit and you put some money in there, and then you buy a package. So the way that works is like this. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of packages, from total return swaps, currency swaps, interest rate swaps, and commodity swaps, and they all vary. This particular one we're on, everybody, is total return. The total return is 21% that you gain on your money. It's a 15-day contract. They pay 1.4 daily. Now, is everybody sitting down? Get this. They pay you out your profits every day, and you can take them out. You don't have to wait 15 days and then take your money plus the 21% you made. So remember what I said at the beginning? Folks, take your principal out early and play on house money. I'll go to my grave saying that, but so few people do it because, I've had people, folks, with real companies. I tell them that, and they'll go out and they'll hawk their wife's wedding ring. They'll get a title loan on their car. Unbelievable stuff, because when people know that they can make money, they go crazy. So just from me to you, because we're going to become friends here as we grow this, just try to remember and try to preach that you're going to make a fortune even if you take your principal out early and play on house money. But then you got that comfort, and I call it the wife factor. A lot of the wives, oh boy, not another one, right? Well, my wife has told me for years, because I've literally been the number one person at every company that I've dealt with, that I engaged, and every one of them have failed. Unless it's a nutritional plan or something, they're kind of gone too, right? So what I've done is learned really, really meticulously what to look for in a company to see if they can make it, okay? Now, no matter how good something looks, there's always a little bit of risk, but that's why folks like you and I, everybody, we make more money than other people, because we're willing to risk a little bit. But let's minimize the risk and be smart about what we watch. So my wife keeps saying, boy, you're obviously the right, driver, but you really suck at picking race cars, man. Every one of your cars have been out of business. And I said, yeah, but the last one we pulled out $2 million, honey. She goes, yeah, that's true. So my point with saying that is that I know what to look for in a company. And I ask some really tough questions. Now, if they don't like them, they're gone. I just don't even look at them anymore. But this company checked every single box that I have, and it's a tough list. So back to this. Total return swaps, you can see here, this particular one, $20 and 15 days. That's your entire risk. And they pay you out 1.4 every day of your $20. So how long would that take to get your $20 back? Well, if it's 21%, maybe 7.5 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, whatever. But they pay you out every day. And then at the end of 15 days, you have been paid out 121% of what you put in. Pretty simple. Look at this one. Here's another one. This is USD, remember, right? USD over here is $500, maximum $1,000, 20 days, 1.5, and so forth. So pretty simple to understand those packages. Here's some more. Here's one for $1,000, 40% return, 25 days. They pay you out every day. 1.6 a day, 1.7 a day, and so forth. You guys can figure this out, right? So here's some of the stuff that I started looking like, what? You're kidding me. So let's check currency swaps. Now, these are bigger and longer contracts, but you could work your way into them or just not do them. A person can come in here for $20 and in 15 days make 121% and walk away. Well, they're a winner. They made money. They didn't lose anything. They didn't ruin any friendships with friends, and their wife still likes them, right? Or their husband. So this one's 10,000 up to 500,000, or up to 50, 90-day contract, 270% total return, paid out every day, 3% a day, 3.2, 3.1, 3.3. Oops, sorry, 3.1, 3.6, and so forth. So the next one is interest rate swaps. These are a different type of investment that the company does on your behalf. And Jeremy is a trader himself. I've done a lot of trading and I've been around trading. And we actually did the math like, okay, based on what they're doing and the type of things and the volume that they're doing, are they doing arbitrage trading? how much money do they have? Can they realistically pay out these kind of returns to us and not have any of our money anymore until we bought another package? By the way, when you finish a package, say you had this package, $1,000, pays out 85%. So how much would that be? You'd have $1,850 in 41 days, and you have all your money out plus the profit. Now, if you want to buy another package of any type, you can. You could take just your 85% or $850 there and buy another package for that much money, and now you're playing on what? House money. See that? That is a huge attraction, folks. The 1.9, 1.9, 1.9, and so forth. So this next one, commodity swaps, they're longer. You can get into a 200-day contract for $20, pays 840%. We did the math. Yes, it's possible. 4.2% a day. Look at this one, 4.2% a day, 0.001. What's that? $16 or something of a Bitcoin? And so forth. So you have 4 categories right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 of different types of packages you can purchase. It's easy to say, well, it's easy to show you how to put money in. Let's show you how to take money out. That's all I'm really interested in. And I'm sure you're the same, right? Because when I know that I'm playing on house money, then I kind of tend to go for it a little bit stronger because I have nothing to lose. So anyway, you just go in your wallet. Now in this particular, where they pay you out, and this is what you fund. Say you want to put money in to buy a package. You'd go into here and you'd click on one of these and it would tell you the wallet address. These are like your website wallets, I call them. So these are your wallets within your back office. So you'd fund these with some money, right? So in this example, we've made some money. We want to take it out. So we got 0.6 Bitcoin that we made from one of those packages we just talked about. You hit withdraw, right? And it worked perfectly. I went in, checked the balance, check how much I made. I happen to use Exodus. I have several wallets, Mycelium, Exodus. There's a lot of great wallets. We can help you if you're not up with all that. But it went right in. I go, now I'm getting a little more excited. But I didn't even get to this point till I knew the company was real and I checked them out with the Exchange Commission from that country, Australia. And I mentioned that they're really tough. So here's some history of withdrawals. Now these aren't mine because I've been in literally 27 and a half hours. Gary's doing webinars and he's only been in 27 and a half hours. It must be pretty exciting. So yes, it is. So this is our sponsor, our upline, and he did several withdrawals. So when he does this webinar, he can say it's his because it is. But I just haven't been here long enough to show you mine, and I'm going to. So he just, he made these withdrawals, so forth, right? Here he had Bitcoin. He had some in Ether that he had earned from the packages and so forth. So he started taking all these withdrawals out. He took withdrawals out in both Ether and Bitcoin. Here's some more, like a history of some more withdrawals. And this guy's been in 2.5 weeks. So just, documented proof. Then we actually went to his wallet and looked. So this part of the company, we have with our team and what we're going to do here, we have a history of customer development. In other words, we know how to not just get you going, but to show you what'll keep you here. So this is an example in the back office of statistics right here. This company is meticulous about what they show. Now, I'll cover the comp plan in a second as we finish up, but basically everybody that comes in your organization from you on down 15 levels, you get counted for their deposits. And that moves you up more and more in the comp plan, and the more and more you make off personal recruits. So here is an example of 2 partners, active partners, rank, and so forth. And then they give you cash bonuses when you hit certain levels. We'll cover that next. So that's statistics right there. And once you get in here and you play around, you're going to go, man, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that was day 1. Here's day 2. Went up to, this is Hugh, our upline from Ireland. He had 7 partners, 4 active. He was rank number 3, right? Which I'll show you in a second. Here's all of his numbers, how much he took out. He's earned at this point, the second day, $3,026 that he took out. Day 4, I guess it's kind of growing, huh? So, right? 3,000 bucks he took out, and so forth. So this is not to like, yeah, well, that's, not me, so I'm not all that jacked up. But I'm trying to show you the value of this growth because of the nature of how this thing's structured. Here's what happens. People get in, whatever, 20 bucks for 15 days. They go, either I'm jacked out of my mind, it works, or I'm so skeptical, I got to do this again to be a little more comfortable. So they do it again. Maybe take, some of their profit and put it into a different package or whatever you want to do to get you comfortable. But here now, he's earned in referrals alone this much. And this is 2 weeks into the thing, folks, total. Oops, the last one I was just going to show you is days with company, 5. Days with company, 6. See here? This is what he's been taking out each day. Now look at the people in his 15 levels. 2 weeks, folks. Day 7, he earned this much. Now he's not, he is recruiting, right? But it's not so much. Remember I told you the story about the guy on the 2nd level? That's really what's happening here, because your strongest people that are going to make you the most money should you decide to build. And if you don't want to build, we just love you still the same. We welcome you. Just be a passive investor, make a whole bunch of money and be happy and say some good stuff. If you have anybody that is interested because you drive a new car or what's happened, just don't worry about it. Just send them to me. I'll recruit them. You don't need to. You don't want to mess with that recruiting stuff. You just want to be a passive investor, right? And that's cool. We'll take those people that might be interested and we'll take care of them and take all those headaches off your back. So we'll do that for you because that's how much we love you with the A-team, okay? I think you get what I'm saying there. So week 1, he made this much. And he got a $3,000 bonus, so he's up, $7,300 in a week? Now, pretty soon, I promise you, these will be my numbers and Jeremy's numbers. We will show you what we're doing. But here's basically what he made. So what do you want to do to take it out? Well, you can take it out in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Perfect Money, Payer, or USDT, which is a stable coin, okay? So all you do is you hit withdraw, and boom, they come into your wallet address. We went so far as to ask him, and here you'll see it on the next slide. I'm just so skeptical that I don't even believe this. Show me the blockchain transaction. Okay, how's that? This is really happening, folks. Okay. So the comp plan is fairly simple. When you start off and you have nobody, or you're not, if you want to recruit now, if you just want to be passive, your presentation's done. You can hang around for questions or whatever, and we love you if you just want to be a passive investor and you don't have to recruit nobody ever. Okay, you can make a whole bunch of money. You can effectively compound by taking some of those profits that you're making and buy another package with them. Right? You get me? And you're effectively compounding. But if you do want to build, like I know most of you do, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. When you start off, you override 6%. So I recruit Jeremy, he puts in 10 grand, I make what? 6% of that, right? And then his 10,000 counts as I move up. Okay, and it's cumulative aggregate. So that 10,000 right there would already have bumped me up to golden consultant. Now I'm overriding people from that point forward at 7, second generation, 3, 1, and so forth. So every time you move up here from total volume in your team. Now what happens, Gary, if a person comes in, Jeremy buys a, whatever, it's an example, $10,000, and he makes a bunch of profit, 40%, and he gets out and then he buys again. I get the volume again and I get paid again. So when people rebuy with profits, it's like new money, because it is new money. We get paid again, folks. So if you have a person that buys 3 packages over 15 days each one, ever do that again, you get paid again. And it doesn't matter if they're all the way down 15 levels. Did some of you just fall out of your chair? I hope so. So as you move up here, you start to get bonuses at the 3. So if Jeremy did that 3 times, let's just say it was just Jeremy and he did 10,000, he just bought that package 3 times as he took all those profits out. He just bumped me to Diamond Consultant. And now I got $1,000 bonus. They put it right in my wallet, my back office. They send you a letter. Hey, thanks for building with us. We're glad to have you. Here's an extra $1,000 for doing it. But here's what I'm concerned with. Now my 15 levels are higher. I go up to 8. And as you go on and on and on, and you might think these numbers are insane out of realistic expectations. That's not the case. The last company I was with that ended 3 years ago, this happened to me. There was this kind of money and this kind of volume coming into the company. We didn't get paid this much though. And we didn't get paid that many levels. That thing went 9 levels. This thing goes 15. And we had virtually no back office, no proof of trading, no location that they were, no registration with any country, and the thing still went over 2 years and made people fortunes. Everybody with me? So, good deposit plan for Bitcoin. This is just an example. We'll do a lot of these in the training. Jeremy's expert at putting little videos together to help people just take me through a 2-minute video on how to sign up. Take your person's link, click on it. He's great at doing those little videos and he'll do those. But here's an example of taking 1 Bitcoin, and that would be in the plan that pays 3.1% a day, and just showing you how to take, basically after 6 weeks, you've got almost all your money back. And then after a certain number of days, you can go through here and look. But right here, you're doubled your money, day 69. Now, this is just an example of a person that felt good enough eventually about a 1 Bitcoin program that they purchased that pays, where is it? Right there, 3.1 a day, and so forth. So you can see here that after 3 weeks, you've got half your money back. In 6, I didn't know these arrows popped up because it's the first webinar I've done with this PowerPoint, but I was trying to do it, and here they are. So in 6 weeks, you're not quite, but almost even. So what's your risk on 1 Bitcoin here? 6 weeks, maybe 6.5. Then you made 2.01 and so forth. And so you've made, just say Bitcoin was 10 grand. Now you're at what? $27,900 after 90-day plan, and so forth. So you can go on and do example after example. There are other tools we're going to use, but tonight was basically, we just kind of jumped on here. Oh my goodness, we have a lot of people on. And we didn't really, we're just starting. I'm literally 20-something hours I've been in, and Jeremy's been in 37 and a half hours. So we're obviously got our questions answered. We're extremely excited. And all I can tell you is we're going for it. So Jeremy, maybe jump back in, buddy, and see if I missed anything, or we can take some questions.
I think that was a pretty good first run. We got a lot of people on, so I don't know. Maybe we could open up for questions at this point, because I think you did a pretty good job. Is anybody excited? Type of Y for yes.
I have a question.
Sure, you betcha.
Can you reinvest your gains and compound your earnings or not?
Yes, but you can't do it within the system. You have to take them out and then re-put them back in.
Okay, so you can't just automatically have your earnings reinvested.
Not at this point. And I don't know if they thought of that, but I think they don't want to do that because, the numbers go into the trillions and it wouldn't go more than 2.5 years. It becomes unrealistic, as we've all know. This is Tim, I assume. Sounds like Tim.
I'd rather something be around and be legit than,
me too. Good question, Tim. So, for example, you put in a Bitcoin, I'm hypothetical, and all of a sudden you take out, after a period of days on that particular plan, half a Bitcoin. Could you take that half a Bitcoin you now have out of the deal and do another package and effectively compound? Absolutely.